Hello, I'm OSpeaks. If you're new here, like, subscribe, share. What's going on, Amber C? Purple Heart Podcast. What's up, Angelo? What's up, man? Lou Jenkins. What's up? What's going on? Miss Just J, how you doing? Mel Dub, what up, man? Is Purple Heart? I thought that was you, Miss Just J. Huh. I don't know why I thought that was you. I just assumed it was you. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? So we picking up right where we left off the other day. what was it? Tuesday? I got some correcting to do. Ignore this. It's hideous. I know. I get it. It's just I, I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna fix that for sure. Let me get rid of this. That shouldn't be there. Sorry. All right, I'm getting all my stuff out. About to get started on this. Oh, it is you. Okay. I was like, man, I could have sworn that was Miss Just J. All right, same stuff. Eraser. Found an X-Acto knife. It ain't mine. I don't know what happened to it, but my wife had one, so that's good. She sews, and she happened to have one, so I'll be able to sharpen with this bad boy today. I don't know what was. I don't know how I could lose an X-Acto knife, but I did. All right, so same stuff I had last time. I got a white charcoal, blank charcoal. A lot of people don't know about that. You're gonna see how I use that later on. This should be 2B. 2B, 6B. Where's my 4B? I need, okay, 4B. Actually, no, this is another 6B. These are all different charcoal pencils. 2B. You ain't know? Yeah. I talked about it before on live streams, but obviously I think I showed a couple things. But yeah, I do. All right, so I have all my pencils. Difference between, like I was telling you guys the other day, the numbers. The lower the number, the harder the charcoal. So 2B is the hardest, 6B is the softest. What that means in relation to the paper is the softer it is, the darker you can get the lines, because when I get those lines dark, it gets in between the little grooves that are in the paper, and it essentially soaks into the paper. Let me see. All right. What is this? Google is trying to allow advice. Not right now. Oh, I see what's going on. Let me get rid of this. What's going on, Miss Arabia? It is the audio. Let's see. I gotta put the earpiece in. I didn't want to do that. Is there still an echo? I guess I can put an earpiece in. Because I'm not listening to anything, I didn't think there would be an echo. I didn't think there could be an echo, but if I got speakers behind me, it's gonna come behind. So I guess it does kind of make sense. All right, Bluetooth connected. Add this. Sorry about that. No echo. Okay, cool. Good. Got rid of it. Speaker can go back to here. Microphone. Perfect. Cool. All right. So what I was explaining to Lou the other day. So he apparently Lou tried to go left to right. If you do something forever, it is a hard transition. So I draw this way. And the reason I do that is because as I'm drawing, I won't be putting my fingers on it and my hand on it, and leaning on it to smear it. Lou draws this way to this way. I don't know how he does it, but if you're working down flat, that would make sense. I'm not. This is an easel. It's straight up and down. So when I'm drawing, you're gonna see my hand like this. And if I started over here, I'm definitely gonna smear the work that I've already done. So I've always started with this eye and work my way this way, then work my way down, and then work my way back this way. And then the outline doesn't really matter, because usually it's going to be a contour anyway. Contour is just an outline. And the cool thing about this picture is I've never done what I'm going to have to do on this one. On the picture, let me show you guys what that looks like. On the picture, it's blurred on the outside, which is really cool. I'm actually excited to get to that. Unfortunately, it's going to be the last thing I get to. And I say that's unfortunate because I really want to try. I want to mess with that now, but obviously I can't do that. So where's the picture? this is what I'm drawing. This is my father. I was explaining the other day. He passed away in October, and this is kind of like a therapeutic type of thing. So this is what that drawing is going to look like. So when I'm done, you can see on the bottom, that's what it's going to look like. It's not going to be color. I'm doing charcoal. I don't really. If I do color, it's going to be a much smaller picture. This is, I think I said 24 by uh no, it's bigger than 18 by 24. I don't even know how big this is. Oh, it's all good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um I don't even know how big this is, but it's pretty it's big, it's bigger than 18 and a half by 24 because I measured that yesterday when I held up the pad. So, oh, needed eraser. You'll be seeing me do this. It's just an eraser. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing fancy. When you look at the eraser, it can be filthy. Um, and all you do is pull it apart and it actually cleans it and gets rid of it. Doesn't clean it, it just gets rid of the charcoal that you were erasing. So that's what when you see me pull that out and just dabbing and all that, that's what that is. As I step back, the you said even up, right? So yeah, Lou works the complete opposite of how I work, which is very interesting. No, I don't do abstract. I mostly do fine art. So as I step back, yes, not yesterday, day before yesterday, I noticed this needs to come up a little bit. So I'll be correcting that, probably not now. And then this also needs to come up a little bit. But it's not going to impact the drawing because I still had everything spaced out when I stepped back. So it's pretty cool. Stick figure. So yeah. So this is not detailed at all. I may come over here and start work. I should be able to at least get this much done on this side, and then I'll start being able to pull this mouth down so I don't have to look at it because it's been driving me crazy. Even when I step back, I wanted to come over here and just erase it, but it's still helping me keep everything centered. It's off. It's up here. It shouldn't be up here, but it's still keeping me centered. Um, and how I work is I just did the circle. I always start with the eye, then I space from the eye over. And I learned this method from an old teacher of mine named Luann Burkhart. And for him, everybody's different, but for him, I measure like this with my pencil. And for him, I'll hold that to the actual picture. Oh, you won't be able to see if I do that. I'll hold it to the picture and see how big his eye is. And then I'll move it over and see what the spacing is like between his eyes. And then I'll move it over and see how big this eye is. Because some people, you'll be amazed at how many people have a little bit shorter area on this side, or the wrinkles are a little bit different. So his eyes are perfectly put apart. So I measured the other day like this, and then I checked the middle, and then I had to open a little bit over here, and then I checked the eye. And that's how I work. I work a little bit differently. Lou will tell you. I eyeball it. I don't use the lines or anything like that because I don't like erasing them. And I've seen really, 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 really strong art, and I can still see the line. Most people probably can't see it, but I can see it. And it's usually because they pressed in too much. But with charcoal drawings, I never like doing anything that I'm not going to be going directly over, which is why this is driving me crazy. But I'm not worried about that right now. I'll keep talking about this because I'm very, very, very it's not the word isn't neurotic. I'm just really picky about when I see something off, it'll drive me crazy. That actually came in really handy for me at work because I have to see everything and I see absolutely everything. So I don't need to sharpen yet. This is what I use to keep my pencil sharp until I have to peel it all the way down. Once I have to peel it all the way down, so that just sharpens the tip. But once I have to get down there, that's when I use the X-Acto knife to sharpen. All right, let me find a 2B. 2B is, again, the hardest, but it'll be the lightest as you apply it here. I have to do some erasing and bring this up because that's what I noticed an issue when I step back. I should have stepped back the other day when I started, but whatever, it don't matter. I just know I can go back and fix it. As long as it's not too dark, I can go back in and fix it. This side may be okay now that I'm looking at it. This site might be okay, so I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave this for now. Triple S is in here. What's up, Triple S? How you doing? How come you're not showing on my StreamYard? That's weird. What's going on? What is going on? Why aren't you showing on my StreamYard? How you in the bushes while you in the chat? I ain't never seen this before. No, StreamYard always does all comments. She's not on my StreamYard. Sneaky. I don't know if I can trust you anymore. Anyway, all right. Let me pull this down. This is where we're starting today. On a nostril. Got my B, 2B. All right. I noticed some other things, but they're not important right now. I'm a little bit far this way, but again, that doesn't matter. And I need to bring this in a little bit more, so I'll be doing that. I see. Well, now you're showing up on my StreamYard. All right. I ain't even gonna try to figure that out. That's weird. How did you do that? What in the world? What's going on, True Essence? All right, I ain't gonna try to figure out that stuff. All right, so we're gonna come back up here, and then I'm gonna work my way onto those nostrils, because that will drive me crazy if I don't. I need to get to those. I don't know if I need to do as much as I thought. Well, maybe it's because I'm this close. Because I saw the eye. The eye is fine. I don't know why it was bothering me when I stepped back. I'll probably see it again later after we get out of here. But as of right now, as I'm right here, I don't see the issue that I thought I saw. I'm usually pretty good on that, but Anyway, all right. This guy here needs to come up to here instead of where it was. You draw too, Arabia? I didn't know that. I've been drawing my whole life. And this person, this man that I'm drawing, my father is the one who taught me how to sketch. I thought it was bad. I really did. I was like, okay, I know how to do this. I know how to do this. This man, when I was trying to do a drawing, I swear to you, I said this the other day, I did not know he could draw. And he was showing me just how he sketched a little bit different. And he did an entire picture of Muhammad Ali, full boxing stance. You know the old school boxing pose where they're just standing like, he did a full Muhammad Ali boxing stance. Face looked like them and everything. I just looked at like, you got to be kidding me. No, this man didn't just out of nowhere, didn't even know he could draw. But he showed me some stuff that I never forgot. And I was like, holy crap, I can't believe he can do this. He was another one, a man of hidden talents. I did not know he could do that. And once he did, I looked at it differently. Because I was really, really young, and like I said, I was working on a drawing, and he didn't tell me I was doing anything wrong. He just asked me why I was doing it the way I was doing it. Not that there's a specific way, but he showed me a much, 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 much easier way. And again, that was just in sketching. He never really had to correct much after that. But he never really critiqued anything. He would just ask questions. That's why I learned that thing. I just asked the question. Oh, that's nice. Why did you choose to do it this way? And if my explanation was satisfactory, he would leave me alone. If it wasn't, he would keep asking more questions. And that's where when you guys see me talking to people who I completely disagree with, I don't just go start and attack them. Not when it comes to like ideology, so politics and stuff like that. I just ask them. I just keep asking them questions. That's where I got that from. I didn't employ it early. I used to just argue, but once I got older, I realized I don't have to do that anymore. And he would his technique came in much more handy. So the kneaded eraser is really good for the soft stuff like the shading. This one's going to be much easier for hard lines. That's the only difference between them. They're both erasers. So when I need to get rid of the hard stuff, I'll pull that one out. All right, now most of my charcoal work will always be done with a stump. That's what this white thing is. I explained this the other day. It's just rolled up really tightly wound paper. And you can peel the layers off on some of them. On the smaller ones, let's see. There's like a coil. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Nah, you can't see it. It's blurring. Anyway, you can peel away a layer, and then that whole new layer obviously will be clean. And you're essentially starting with a whole new stump. But all it is it's designed to smear. You can use it with pencil. You can use it with color pencil. People don't know how to use it with color pencil. That's when you really got to peel away. When I use color pencils, I use the Barrel Prismacolors. To me, there's no color pencil that even comes close to that quality because it's so soft. You can. This is Kansan. I don't know what the Arabia asked what kind of paper. I don't know what the grade is, but it's charcoal or it's pastel. Well, pastel and charcoal is going to be the same grade, but I don't know the exact number. All right. Six. So you can see how, I don't know if you can see how much darker the 6 is. And I can go really light. It's because it's so soft that it does that. And that's the ones that makes it easiest to smear. And then that obviously gets on this and then allows me to go all over the place with the same charcoal. Same charcoal that I use up here will be able to be used down there. He's got this thing right here, tear duct. I used to use tissue and water. Lou said he used tissue and water. I used to do that. The only issue I have with that is every now and then your fingerprint will sneak through. I don't know if you had that happen to you. That used to drive me crazy. Your fingerprint will sneak through and you can't get that off. But whatever it is, it's the oils or whatever it is, you cannot get that off. And you can try to draw over it all you want, it will show up. With charcoal, I don't know, depending, I guess it depends on the medium that you're using. But with charcoal, once you get a fingerprint in there or a hard line, it's really hard to get it off. So you got to be careful. I'm always really careful when I used to do that. There's I was looking for it the other day when I was doing this. There's a lamb. It's like a just a big square of lamb skin, and I forget what it's called. I don't know why. I don't remember any of that stuff. And it smears also, but it has the same issue. You're gonna be running the same issue. If the oils on your hand get on it, you're screwed. And you can't see it. That's what makes it worse. Well, I do always have like paper towel for that reason though, and it's thicker, and you don't have to worry about that. But like any kind of like tissue, it's too thin. I stopped doing that a while back. All right, I gotta get this. There's a hard line right here. I don't know why. This is right. My hand's already kind of smearing it up. Newspaper. There are full it's called newsprint. There's full pads of newspaper, uh, or what they make newspaper out of, the newsprint. And yeah, it's really good for gesture drawing. If you do gesture drawing, that's really good for gestures because it's thin, um, and you can use any kind of medium to do it. So if you prefer pens, you can use pens. If you prefer pencil, you can use pencil. It'll hold charcoal long enough. We used to do gesture drawings, and all that is they'll have a model come in and stand on the opposite side. There'll be like center stage, and everybody's faced their easel toward them, and you draw the model. Gesture drawings are timed drawings. So they would start out, this is how we would start out every class when I was at the American Academy of Art. Um, they would do one pose for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then they would work their way down, and they would get faster and faster and faster. And you got to capture more and more and more and more and more and more and more. And then once they got down to like the 60-second poses, that's where people learn. They learn if they're built for the fine arts. And I have so many gesture drawings, but you throw those away. I still have a lot of them, but they're not really meant to be kept. They're just meant to get you ready to do regular drawing. Yeah, gesture drawing is fun. I kept a couple that I thought were really cool just because they were almost like comic poses. One thing I like doing is going the direction. This is not working. I don't know why it's not doing it. Because the nose curves this way, it's better to shade that way. This down here, I shouldn't have did that. I should have kept doing like this because it leads you in the direction of the way that your skin's going. And it just looks better when when it's all said and done. Why is it acting funny? You don't want to, unless you're etching like with graphite or with a pencil, you don't want to go opposite of the way that the skin is actually going. And we know that the skin is over the nose cavity right here. So your skin's laying on it this way. Still not seeing it. So when I was sketching, it's not how I want it to be. It was just to get the shape, the general shape. But his eyes coming way up here now. That's different. I was getting the shape and the size to fill the space so I don't lose it when I'm drawing. The good thing about this, the way that I do it, is you never you never lose track of the style that you're drawing in. When I was younger, I would always want to try new things. Like I really want to get to those ends to do the blurring. So I would lose track of the style that I'm drawing because there's so many different ways you can draw. Like I was just saying, etching, that's using lines, a gazillion lines in all different directions, and you can cut across. And then there's this kind, and then there's what Lou does: outline, do the lines first, and then fill in. There's so many different ways. If you start the way I start, you kind of have to keep going that direction, because if you don't, you'll notice it right away. It won't look, I mean, right away. And since I do everything the exact same way every time, yeah, just that neurotic in me does that. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe I need to just erase this because it's bothering me. I don't know why it's bothering me, but it is. You got a weird line right here. He said it was hard. What made it hard, Lou? He said it was difficult to do it this way. For me, I found this is like, for me, this is the easiest, quickest way. And I'm all about efficiency. So I can get in there and use a pencil and do every single detail, but I prefer doing it this way. Well, I can't use a pencil with charcoal, but if I was doing a different type of drawing, and I can you can start with the details really early with pencils. But this way, you don't touch details till later. It's all about the it's all about the shading first, which kind of is backwards, I guess. I never thought about it like that. Yeah, I do voices. Yeah, I do voices too. I can actually write too, but I don't. I don't. So you do the lines too. Yeah, Lou does the same way. I started out that way, but I was explaining the other day the reason why I stopped is because I actually had a teacher ask us, look at your neighbor's face and tell me how many lines are on their face. And that was it. That changed my entire philosophy because you don't see lines in unless you're looking at architecture. You're not going to see lines in reality. You're going to see gradients, nothing but shades, all shades. Even when you think you see a line, it's really not a line. It's a shade. So I, from that day on, his name was Mr. Scribner, I think it was Scribner or something like that. From that day on, I never did another line. When somebody teaches me something and it makes sense, that's it. I'm good. I don't have to. Now I can be stubborn until it does make sense. That definitely has happened to me before, and I will push back too. But if you can show me something that makes sense and will make my life easier and more efficient, I'm going to take it and apply it, and you'll never see me do anything differently again. So as I'm looking, I don't see any white. The white is lined up right here. This is good. It's still bothering me. Maybe because I haven't gone dark in here yet. That's probably why it's bothering. Because the proportions are right. So I don't know why. What ends up happening? Yeah, OCD. That's what it is. I keep saying neurotic. It's OCD for sure. For sure. That's what it is. It's OCD. Thank you for that word. I almost did storyboard art. I was talking about that on the last art live. So for right now, I'm gonna be switching back and forth on this channel. I'm gonna create one just for drawing, and then once I get that up, I'll direct people there because this is what I'm doing right here is going to be more for TikTok. I'm still going to do it here, just on a different channel. I didn't think people would be interested in this, but apparently people are because I had people watching the last live. I was like, oh, okay, well, let's give it a shot. So Lou, if you use charcoal, you still want, like I said, you want to move as if how the skin lays on your skull, and this goes with muscles too. How the skin, the direction that your skin is going. So his cheeks are bowed up here because he's smiling. That's the way you want to move your tool, whatever it is, whatever you're using, pencil. Go with it, and it'll look more natural at the end of the day. Like this is kind of messy, but here you should be doing your motion should be along with the curvature of whatever it is you're drawing. That really, really, really helps. It really does. And if you got kids who want to learn how to draw, the easiest thing to start them out with, I think, is color pencils. That would be or just regular pencils. I don't like when I see art teachers using paint with kids just starting out. I'm like, that's a lot because now you have to get into mixing And you're throwing a lot at them. If they learn the real basics first, it helps them understand it better. I guess I don't know. I don't know what the right wording is. He's got really dark here. Real dark. I'm gonna go all the way then. Make me do this, huh? I was trying not to go too dark or too soon, but he's got a really deep indent right here at the end. What I was saying the other day too, top eyelid should always be darker than the bottom eyelid. Top lip should always be darker than the bottom lip. Even if it's not on the actual source that you're using, that's just a rule. If you don't do it, it's gonna. I don't want to say it's gonna look off. It'll look better if you stick to that. I learned that from a master. I mean, I talked about her the other day. She, man, master. And once she taught me that, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I thought it was good until I saw her work. I said it the other day. She did a micro drawing, and I've never seen anything like that. It was like smaller than a 4x6, and it was completely detailed, full detail portrait, full body. I and she was so creative. The other thing she did that I saw that I couldn't believe I would see is she did a drawing with just lines up and down, almost like a how a printer prints. It goes sideways. The thing just keeps going sideways, and then the line. She did a full drawing, straight vertical, complete portrait. Unbelievable. Never seen it when I saw that, and I haven't seen it since. I really do got to look her up to see if she's still with us and reach out to her because that lady taught me so much. And because I had that offer with DreamWorks Animation, I thought I knew everything. Nah, you can't teach me anything. I'm just here to get this degree so I can go to work. uh, I still was able to learn. Yeah, that's rare, dude. That's different. You have a whole different eye if you can do something like that. She has a whole different eye. I'm not gonna fill this in yet. Um, well, I guess I can. When you see me do that, I'm just pulling back and looking at it. This is why I didn't want to fill it. In case I have to come up on the bottom, I don't want to fill it in. I don't want it to be too dark. It's harder to erase it. I can fill this in generic though. I think I'm gonna. I could draw with the left. I never. I don't know. I never. Because I'm so ritualistic, and I have to do everything the same way. I just don't do it because if I do something that works, that's just the way it's going to be from now on. Why is this bothering me? Proportions good. I don't know why it's still bothering me. I think because I got to come up here. That might be it. I don't know. Down this maybe because this is harsher. Something's bothering me here. Sorry. Maybe this is it. Yeah, this is it. pull all this up. It was bothering me. It's too much. Why is it still bothering me? Why it's still bothering me? Yeah, I wasn't gonna do it. I wasn't gonna do any of this. I was just gonna do the drawing, and my wife suggested I just log on and do it. And then you don't want to watch somebody do this, but like I said, a couple people were watching it. I was surprised how many people were interested because, and it's weird because I watch people draw. I just didn't think anybody else would want to watch people draw. Why? This is good. I don't know why it's bothering me. Maybe. He doesn't have any light reflection in this eye. I'll decide later if I'm gonna add one, just so it's even with the other side. But it's not in the photo, so if I do that, that would be me adding it. I think I'm just gonna fill it in. I'm gonna make it pitch black right now, so I can move on because I don't want to focus on the eyes yet. So I start with the eyes and I also finish with the eyes. That's like the last details that I do is gonna be the eyes. So I'll be lighting up some of this and putting in that reflection, but not right now. This can be dark, way dark. You can see the white in his eyes on this side. Harsh. That's too much. That's too much. Even though I know that I'm going to come back to this, it still bothers me just because it looks off. So before I can move on, I gotta fix that. Straight. To sharpen this a little bit, sorry. I'm just taking off some of the. Hey, what's going on, Miss Phoenix? So the two different sharpenings that I do, obviously, is this one I showed you guys earlier, but this only gets the tip sharp. The X-Acto gets the pencil peeled away so that you have more to work with. So when you're drawing sideways or shading, it's much easier to do that. So it's just two different types of sharpening your charcoal. Like, see how, I don't know if you can see it, but this is really small. It's sharp enough to draw, but only for lines. So if I wanted to do any shading with this one, I wouldn't be able to. And because it's a 6B, I need to have more so I can shade. Because the 6B, again, is soft. So that's going to be the one you use mostly for shading, not for lines. A regular pencil will only it eats up charcoal, so it's not really, or not regular pencil. A regular sharpener eats up the charcoal because it's so soft. Regular pencils are really, 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 really condensed, like graphite. It's just different. I'm gonna do this just so it doesn't bother me being so light. I'm literally doing this so it doesn't distract me. What Arabia said earlier, her eyes starts going all over. It's mine does the same thing. So to temper that, I shade it in so it doesn't distract me because I'll keep looking up there while it's blank, and then I'll just keep doing that. And then once you start doing that, to what she was saying earlier, you start moving around and touching up on stuff that you really should just be leaving alone and focusing where you're supposed to be focusing. And I'm supposed to be focusing right here. So that kept pulling me up. This keeps pulling me down, but I'm able to just ignore it. I don't know why I'm able to ignore it, but it drives me crazy. Indentation. What you mean? Oh, this one, that's the broken pinky. I broke that one playing basketball. I think that one was basketball. I broke that one a long time. I never healed right. I didn't go to the doctor. Ooh, I hate that. You guys probably can't even see these kind of lines because they're just shading. Oh, holding it? No. No. This area here is really. Oh no, no, no! I barely. No, I don't grip the pencil. I learned. I had a friend who did that, and he always had his lines were always too sharp. I attributed it to him like you're holding the pencil too tight. It's like when you play pool. I don't know if you play pool. You're not supposed to grip the pool cue too tight. It changes everything. So I've never done it. Now, everything I do, I learned something about it, and mine's all about efficiency. So I changed up everything, but I'm barely holding on to it. Mm, I can come up here. This is sharp. So this line, this bottom one, this comes all the way out, really defined. My eye does this when I smile. It's really defined. All right, so he's right here. That's part of the smile. That's the right angle. Maybe too far out. It probably is. The ear probably should start here. That's probably where the real ear is going to start. You guys probably can't even see that anyway. But this is where the ear is going to be. I have it all the way over here. But when I did the circle, it really was just about lining everything up. So. All right, so he has one. If he's straight up, not this one. This one's got to go. Actually, I can use that. This is filler. This one goes out. The creases in it. This one goes out. This one goes straight into the eyebrow. That should be. It's too harsh. My wife was watching me do this. She's never seen me draw. I've been with her forever. And what's really funny is I posted that one video, that this video. She didn't even know I could do voices. I don't know how that's possible. I don't know how that's possible as long as we've been together. She didn't know I could do voices either. So she'd never seen me. I used to, what would happen is she'll go to work, come home, and I'll have whatever I was drawing done. So she just didn't, she wasn't there while I was doing it, while I was drawing. But she didn't know I could do voices either. That's interesting. No. I keep thinking there's something wrong, but as I look, my eyes are constantly darting back and forth. That's another thing I learned from one of my teachers. You should not be looking at your drawing more than you're looking at your reference drawing. Because then you're doing what you want to do. You ain't doing what the paper's telling you to do. Bring this down. If you look at your drawing more than your reference, you're just admiring what you're doing. You're not really trying to capture it. I kept that nugget. And then when my son he's got the little bug. He's starting to draw stuff. Of course, it's all violent. He's a boy, but I'll be able to start showing him some stuff as he gets older. And I can teach him all these little nuggets that they gave me, and hopefully make his life easier when it comes to drawing. Because I messed up a lot of drawings doing it my way. That if I'd have known some of the other stuff, would have saved a lot of paper because I threw away a lot of stuff. All right, this can't be so harsh. It's too early for that, so I'm gonna make this more fuzzy, less defined, I should say. You shouldn't see that sharpness yet. That comes later. That one's not bad. I don't care about that one. This one too. I know I'm gonna have to do some work on this. I can already feel it. It is definitely therapeutic. So when I watch though, I just watch because I'm fascinated by how people do things. I was watching one today actually, and it was a Asian chick, and she put paint all over like tall grass and was just slapping it up against her. I don't know if it was canvas or whatever it was, her medium, whatever it was. She was just slapping it, and it was green, and it essentially drew the branches for her, and then she would go in and do detail. That was very interesting. I never even thought to do anything crazy. So I learned their techniques, even though I'm not gonna use them most of the time. But it is very interesting seeing people do things differently. And then I do try to see, okay, would that make my life easier or not? Usually for what I do, it's very because it's therapeutic, it's very efficient. Like I said, I do it's gonna be the same technique every time. But I'm open to learning. So when I saw her, yeah, you know what I'm talking about? That's crazy. She just slaps it on. And I mean, talk about efficient. If I was painting, I would start doing something along those lines. Fire in here. Blend it more. All right, so we're gonna do one line here and one here. Very, very bright. All right. Without getting into detail. And this isn't how it's going to be. I'm just leaving that open because I'm going to have to do a lot of light in here. So I leave it open enough so I don't have to do more erasing than is necessary. Yeah, I got to go live about that Candace Owens thing. Oh man, that'll be different. But anytime I'm drawing, it'll be one of my drawings as a thumbnail, so you know the difference. So you ain't got to hear me run my mouth about politics unless you're interested in that. I have not seen that. That sounds crazy. I have not seen somebody soak his paper. How long does it take to dry? What is he soaking it in? I had a lot of questions about that. I have to see. You can send is he if he's on IG, you can send me one of his things and I'll check his page out. I'm not touch this yet. Kind of a little too early. It looks too perfect. It looks too clean. I like it clean. I literally got to do this just so it doesn't distract me. Otherwise, this is going to keep bothering me. Way too early to look this clean. All right, so sorry. I haven't scrolled. I never really scrolled through them. Is that crazy? So this is gonna have to come up a little. Dang it. Good thing is I didn't come up here. Yeah. Let's get rid of all of this. Sorry, I'm leaning back. Ugh. I'm looking at it. Damn, it's been over an hour already. I'm gonna come back over here now. Start working on his mustache just to get the spacing right. There's one here. And I don't know if you know how to blur your eyes. I'm sure you guys know how to blur your eyes, but I blur my eyes and check the contrasts. That's how I see the shapes. So I'll look at it, blur my eyes. You could squint too, but blurring your eyes is better if you can do that. And that's how I get the shapes and the proportions within the drawing. Outside of the measuring, I've just blurred my eyes, and I can see all of the lights and darks, and that really helps me get the right shapes, especially in stuff like this. I can see the exact shape that it's supposed to be. So if I'm off and I'm blurring my eyes, I can see it almost immediately. It's like just changing doing your own autofocus. You ever try that one, Lou? Blur your eyes so you can see the negatives and positives. If not, that really helps. Give that a try. So this is too dark, but right now it doesn't really matter because I'll be able to get back. It might matter. Actually, the whole drawing is going to get darker anyway. This might not even be too dark. It's just too dark for where I am now. All right. This one comes out. All right, so we're at the eye. Come down, come over. That's about it. So the end of here is really going to start here. This is really where this needs to come in here. This will be the outline. Got a little bit of indent here. And then you go up. So this is the actual line here. This is just going to be out of focus. So I can get rid of all of this. Get rid of all of this. Because none of that's right. That was just the outside sketch. I wonder if I could use that line blur it though. So his ear is going to be a little bit above. Actually, it's going to be aligned right here. It's not in focus, so it doesn't really matter. A little higher, right here. this is going to be straight down. There's another one of these coming up. The ears stay out here. And then from here, we're going to go out just a little. All right, so all of this can go away. I don't need any of that. I don't need any of that. It's like maddening. That's funny. All of this is good. Try to blur your eyes, man. That really helps. Well, it helps me. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna help you, but actually I can come a little bit more. And this is wider. Yeah, I can get rid of this too. I don't even need that. I'm too caught up on this one, but there's a reason I'm doing it. Actually, I don't even need that. I can just blur this. All right, so now we're back into the face. So this is right under this shadow here. How do you get rid of? You must have to get rid of your grid really early. You have to. That was always my issue with the grid. All right, so I'm getting the cheats. Just want to get this one right because this nose is here. The furthest dark is going to be right here. It's going to be more of a harsh dark in here that I'm not going to worry about yet. I'll get back to that. I just want to get the smile captured. This is going to come up. There's one here and then one here. Let's dig in. Let's dig in right here. I guess we are going to start with some detail. This is much thinner than I have it, but I can work that out when I start erasing. Sorry, I'm just blurring my eyes. Sounds crazy. I feel this in now. Not as important to keep it light. I don't know how loud that was. Sorry. I had a weird sore throat yesterday. Just yesterday. It's still kind of itchy right now. Hopefully I don't get too sick. It's rare that I get sick, but I feel this one. All right. So, Lou, have you ever taken anatomy classes? This is where anatomy comes into play. I know what the eye socket looks like. I know what the mandible looks like. So that's going to sound too weird. I'm picturing underneath the drawing. That's how when something's not here, I know how the eye socket's supposed to look. I know where the indents are here. I know where the cavity is here. So when I start getting detailed, I don't know when that's going to be. I'm going to be keeping that in mind. Because I can see the skeleton underneath this. Anatomy really helps. So the school I went to, it didn't have math. It didn't have technical science for art. They did the art equivalent of those. So my science or / biology class would be regular anatomy, and anatomy 1, anatomy 2, or sorry, anatomy 2, 3, 4, like that. It was really cool because I didn't have to do those not electives. What are those called? The basic courses. I didn't have to do any of those when I was in college until I went to California. But in Chicago, I didn't have to do any of that. So my science, whatever the required science was, they just made it into anatomy and it was accredited. So that was really cool. I never had to take a regular math class or science class. They made everything about art. History was history of animation. It wasn't like regular history. Every general ed class, they still made it an art class. Every computer course was related to animation. Yeah, those I hated those regular college courses. When I went to California, they made me take regular college courses, regular general ed courses. That drove me crazy. I'm here to draw. I don't need any of this math. I don't need statistics. All that stuff that I had to take at the other school drove me crazy. I just wanted to do the art. Couldn't care less about any of that other stuff. All right, so now we're getting more straight down. What this is all supposed to be. What got me drawing? I don't know. I have a brother who drew. Actually, I have two brothers who drew, and I don't know. I would be in class. Like my son right now, he likes drawing violence. I I used to do the same thing. I used to just draw things getting destroyed, and I think it's because the cartoons that we have back there. I don't know. I as I drew, I discovered that I preferred this kind of drawing over comics because I did a lot of comic book art too. But this, for whatever reason, this was just more therapeutic for me. It takes longer, it's harder, it's more of a challenge. And then I just kept going. And then people would say, "Oh, that's really nice. Can you draw this? Can you draw this?" And I'd be like, "I can." That's when the charging started happening. High school is when I started charging people. I would do. Remember them trapper keepers? The trapper keepers. They would come with like a yellow folder, orange folder, blue folder, green folder. On all the folders, I etched in different wrappers. So I only use the eraser to draw them, and people were like, "You bought that?" No, I put that on there. And that's when they started seeing that I could draw. So my whole trapper keeper would be full of different folders, different subjects, and I would erase in Flavor Flav, Guru from Gangstar, all those rappers that I liked back then, and Slick Rick, and yeah, every folder had a different rapper on it, but it was etched in, it was erased in. So the folder was purple, but the drawing was in white. I just thought that was cool. Until my age, they still have trappers. This is the first person you know that you're drawing. I don't know what you mean. What you mean? Was my father the first person I knew drew? So this is a drawing of my father, but no, I didn't know he could draw until I was already drawing. I did not know he could draw. So he drew that Muhammad Ali, and he was so into boxing. Everything was related to boxing. Everything. I used to watch Sugar Ray Leonard fights with him, Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran. Then when Mike Tyson came along, I would watch all of that, all of those. I watched all the super fights back in the day. He got every fight. If it had to be paid for, he got them because he really loves boxing. Oh, have I drawn all? Yeah. I'm actually working on one of my wife right now. It's actually here. This one's pencil. This is small. It's really small. This is a pencil on canvas. So I'm working on that one right now. I've drawn my whole family pretty much. I've done a lot of work drawing other people for, I've drawn dogs, animals, snakes. I've drawn all kind of stuff for people. I don't even, yeah, people request interesting things to draw. Grandparents, people who passed away, I've drawn for them, or people, I've done that for people. So that's all older though. I did all that back in the day. But yeah, I've drawn my whole family. All right, so I can start doing this now. So this isn't so harsh and so definite. Get rid of the lines. That's what I'm doing here. So all this is just shape. Get rid of the line. Yeah, man. There's computer stuff that can make a graphic look like a drawing. Like you can literally make it look like it's a pencil drawing or a charcoal drawing. I think that's why people when they find out I can draw, they want it to be more authentic. But computers can do anything, man. Like they've always been able to, but it's really advanced now, especially with textures. Really advanced. All right, so this one needs to be sharp. But this has to be sharp coming out of here. Just right there. Man, I might need some glasses. I've been finding myself squinting more. I've had really, really, really good eyesight for a long time, but lately, I'm finding myself squinting more. I don't like it. Like right now, I have to because I'm blurring my eyes on purpose. But I'm starting to have to do that. Kind of sucks. Definitely don't want to end up having to use wear no glasses. I'm worried about my son. He be in that iPad and he puts it right up to his face. So I don't know. All right. We're getting in. We're starting to get into the shading a little bit more. I don't consider this detail. I still consider all of this, what I'm doing right now, shading. Yeah, and I'm swiping this way because that's the way, when you smile, that's the way your cheeks are bending, if that makes any sense. That's the way your skin's bending. If I did this, it wouldn't look as the shape. So like this is supposed to look more round. So I'm trying to stay in that motion and go around. For whatever reason, that works, and it looks more authentic as you're getting darker. In the beginning, it doesn't matter as much. But I'm essentially just smoothing it over. I normally listen to music, but because we're on YouTube, I can't. This is when I do this kind of drawing, I can listen to any kind of music. It really just depends on how I feel. I can listen to hardcore rap music, or I can listen to like R&B. I can listen to Jill Scott doing this. It really depends on how I feel. It doesn't change the technique at all. It just gives me the it just gives me peace. Sounds corny, but it's really what it does. Let's go up here. This line. And make sure I don't lose that line. Definitely not going to lose this line. I might as well do this real quick. Just to fill this in, because this is going to actually be darker than all of this. Well, 1, 2, 1. Here's my 6. I'm getting excited. I'm getting close to the edge. Even though I'm not going to be able to blur right now, I'm just getting close to where I'm going to be blurring. And I'm thinking about how I can make that, how I can pull that off. Here. All right. Mustache. Just the outline. Just the outline. I don't care about the. So you can see the textures on the paper you talking about, or the actual drawing, because that's starting to come out a little bit. Oh, in the shading. That for charcoal drawing, that's all in the direction that you're moving while you're getting the stuff done. That's why I said I try to go in the direction of that the skin would go, because that's how you bring it out. The easiest way to bring it out. It's not the only way, but that's the easiest way. I've seen people do it different ways that work, but for me, that's how I've always done it. It needs to be a harsh line for shading that line. So I think I'm gonna do this is me old draws instead of OSpeaks. It's gonna be old draws, but I gotta figure out. I think I gotta redo that channel, so I'm not gonna tell anybody what it is yet. I'll drop the link, so if anybody is interested in looking at it when I do start over there, I might just start streaming on both for now, and then yeah, that's good. But yeah, I'll share that when it's, I guess official is the right word. But so I don't want to go much further. I knew that mouth was up. Look at how different that is. I had it all the way down here. So what I'm looking at is the corner where your lips meet, how that lines up with your nostrils. That's how I line these up. And then I work from there. So it looks like right here. And then on this side, kind of on an angle. It's going to be not as far down. Right here. So it's actually not that off. I don't know why it was bothering me so much, but it's not that off. It's not as off as I thought it was. That has to be dark. I don't know yet. Let's do this first. And over here, almost all the way to here is the mustache coming out. All right. And this is just filler. That's why I don't care about the directions or anything, especially because it's a mustache. It's not, you don't need directions when I get in here because it's all going to be one shade and then I'm going to erase out of it and darken into it. So those details aren't important yet at all yet, actually. I just, like I said, for my eyes to not get distracted, like Arabia was saying earlier, I have to have something there that doesn't bother me. And it's been bothering me since I started. So that's good. Dish and Dirt, what's up? What's going on? Let's see. I don't need to do the line here yet. It's too early. It's too early. I'm going to start here. I'm actually going to be coming in a lot more here also. I didn't know I was going to be coming in this far in. I'll keep on this side for now. Leave this line for now. Let's go further straight up. Oh, otherwise that'll bother me. I can't believe it's almost been 2 hours. I'm gonna keep these to like 2 hours. I'm gonna keep all of these to 2 hours. But Amber C, my brother, he draws also. He's always drawn. He does more of cartoon art. I do more like this. And I had another brother who was really good at drawing anything. He just didn't. But when he did, man, he was really talented. He drew a picture of the Joker when that old Batman movie came out with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. Perfect drawing. Absolutely perfect. Everything about was perfect. And I don't even know if he's ever drawn again since then. It's so weird because he got into auto mechanic stuff, and that's where he chose to focus on. But he drew a picture of Jack Nicholson's Joker that I still remember. Details to this day I remember. It was so perfect. Everything was proportioned. He did it really light. So like this is dark. I just mean, there's a lot of shading and everything. He did it really light. But the proportions were perfect. Where it should have been shaded was perfect. It was amazing. And I really genuinely don't think he ever drew again after that. That was a long time ago. We would always try to get him to draw. He just didn't. But I was there when he did it, so I know he could do it. I actually have a Joker that's not bad, but that Joker that he did was just, and it was a really interesting style that he chose because it was all. So when you draw men, you can get darker, do stuff like this. When you draw women, for me, I tend to do them much lighter. You know what? This is when I try to capture the elegance. Let me see. Let me move this over here. So I have everything on here. Real quick. Sorry, I know I stopped, but I want to show you what I mean. Is this the one? Let me see. This is one of the models from my old school. Come on, man. What's going on? Oh. So I use this. It's the same technique, but the only darks you'll see for this is on like her clothes. Let me pull this up just so you guys know what I'm talking about. I try to portray women in drawings more elegant. Just because I learned, for me, it makes it look, I don't want to say realistic. It makes it look more natural. Where is she? What's the name of that one? Sorry, I know I kind of stopped. I want you to see what I'm talking about. I don't want to just be saying stuff. Portrait 1, that's what it's called. Okay. Close that here. Portrait 1. On her actual face, you're not going to see very many dark. This is a charcoal drawing, portrait 1. So you'll see. I can't make this bigger. I do a lot of the shading, but all the real darkness is in the line, the contour line on the outside, and in the hat. In her actual image, um, I don't do as much harshness on like on the jawbones and stuff like that. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And even when I do like pencils, when I do a pencil drawing, I do something very similar, even though it's completely different technique. Where's my pencils? Completely different technique, but I like to keep it really, really light. For whatever reason, to me, it makes the drawing more elegant. Um, Sorry, I know I'm supposed to be doing this one. Meg, is this it? Her name was Meg. Sorry. I just want you guys to know what I mean. Okay, Meg side. Mm, all right, I may have to skip that because I don't see it. It's not letting me pull it up. So, all right, I'm gonna have to skip it. But anyway, I tend to I prefer to do it much lighter when it's a woman. Um, yeah, I don't see it. Sorry, but it's gonna bother me if I don't see it. Yeah, all right. I apologize. For whatever reason, move that. Sorry, that's supposed to be coming down. Remove. Oh, here it is. I don't know why I was doing that. But the line is going to be in a contour, top lip. Everything else, all the details, all the darkness on a pencil drawing is going to be um, on other features, not in the face. You can see there's barely anything on her face. It's really, 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 really light shades. Yeah, I do have OCD. I told you. I couldn't even let that go. But yeah, so you're not gonna see all of this in a female drawing. I just I don't know. I just don't. I've done it before, and there are some, but for the most part, it would have to be me playing with something, trying something different. So that's why I do that. Um, I'm backing up looking at it. Yeah. Yeah, there you have to be sorry because the harsher, even if it looks just like the drawing, it still looks too harsh. It'll still look too harsh, so I try not to do that. Oh, I may lower it just for this part. I may do this next time, just so I can lower the whole easel. And it'll be easier for me to get up here with it. I'm gonna lower the whole image down or the whole easel down, and I'll be able to do it. But yeah, if you do it softer, it definitely helps. um, I can blend this now. It doesn't have to be as defined. I do not like lines. What's going on, 2244? And when I come back to these, like to stuff like this, I'll show you how I deal with it. I'm just doing it now so it doesn't distract me. I'm just dulling it, getting rid of the harshness so it doesn't distract me. All right, I'm definitely gonna have to mess with this eye because it's bothering me. So since I got that part over there, let me come back on this side now. Get this portion in. This is supposed to come here. I have one harsher right here. I have one here. Dull this now. Doesn't have to stay that dark or that light. It's too big. It's almost dropped. It's a little dark, but that's okay. Not catching for some reason. Okay, so I just caught something that was wrong. I'm not going to be able to fix that right now. What's going on, Kara? How you doing? Kara. So this line's too harsh, but that's okay. So, Sis go live. I don't even think he scheduled it. I was like, oh man, I wanted to see that one. I know that's going to be a good one. When I saw it, I was like, well, I'm already scheduled. I'll catch up. But he's doing a DVR thing right now, so I can't even watch. I can't like go in to his live and then rewind it. I can't do that, so I'll have to catch it afterward. Thank you, young lady. Appreciate that. Okay, I see why it looks like it's too harsh. I'll leave that for now. This way more. I think I'm about done for the day. Get this last part here shaded in, but it's darker, and we're pretty much at 2 hours. I gotta eat something. Just so I feel better about this side. I think I'm done for the day. Right. All right, so that's gonna bring all this stuff on this side into, which is good. Wrong pencil. Man, this line is harsh. It's gonna go right here, straight down. Another here. Yeah, the ear starting up here. After that line, we can come back in here. So this ear is all the way. So I can get rid of this whole, all of this. I don't even know if you guys can see all this extra stuff I have on this side. But I don't need any of it. All right, that's good. And I think I'm good for the day. So I got pretty much where I said I was going to get. Tuesday, I said I was going to just get the shading in here. That's pretty much what I got in. I did more on this side. I'm going to come back to this side next, I think Tuesday. I'll be back in here on this. I'll go back to my politics for tomorrow. But for this, I think Tuesday, maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll see. We'll see how that works. But yeah, that's where we're going to finish for the day. I appreciate all of you guys. Man, that's harsh. This is a harsh line. Purple Heart Podcast, Miss Just J, Miss Kara So Sweet. Thank you guys for coming in, or thank you ladies for coming in. Lou, appreciate you, man. Tanika, thank you so much for coming in. Amber C, appreciate you. Dish and Dirt, thank you, thank you, thank you. Who else was in here? Angelo dropped in. Miss Phoenix, you draw, Miss Phoenix, or you just learned about like how I do it? Mel Dub, as always, appreciate you, man. Thank you, sir, for stopping by. Miss Arabia, didn't know you were an artist. That was really cool to learn. Thank you for stopping by. I'll be continuing this on Tuesday. I learned a lot. Thank you. Mama Wifey, thank you, thank you. You used to draw. What's that mean? You got it. Well, I can't say anything because I do the same thing. I take there's big gaps between when I actually am doing regular drawing versus not. So that's why this is going to actually help me. True Essence, thank you. Triple S snuck in here. I don't even know how she got in here. She was typing. I couldn't even see it on StreamYard. I ain't never seen that before. That's how I know she's Black Ops. she's she's CIA or something. I ain't never seen that before. Miss Just Jay's other account. Thank you so much. Who else was in here? I know somebody else was typing earlier. That might be it for now. But I appreciate you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's what it looks like right now. I may change that, but as of right now, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll just be doing this, and I'll start the other channel. This is gonna drive me. I gotta get rid of this. I'll start the other channel and then let you guys know what that one, where that one is, or the link for that one. Yeah, that's better. And then yeah, I'll drop those links, and then if you guys can go over to that channel, then I can keep the politics separate from the art. But with that said, thank you again. What music did I play? I think I know what song I had. I will, Lou. I'll keep you posted. But I'm gonna be consistent on the Tuesday thing. There it is. Outro number 3. That's it. I got you all. I appreciate you all. Let me make sure I'm not disrespecting anybody on that cash. Oh, we're good there. Thank you again. Let's see. Yep, I am out of here. Where is it?